Hello, my name is Michael O'Keefe, aka The Movie Wist. If you enjoy this interview and want to hear more top-notch film industry conversations, please press the thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell to stay in the know. Hello, Danis Goulet. I like your twist on the post-apocalyptic genre very much, seen in Night Raiders. My first question is, what are your other favorite movies in that genre?
Well, for me, a huge touchstone for this movie was Children of Men by Alfonso Cuarón. I love this movie. It is set in an imaginary future and follows a very emotional journey of a reluctant hero, very similar to Night Raiders. And I've also grown up on many genre movies like the Star Wars franchise. I also loved The Matrix when it came out. So yeah, lots of influences to draw on.
Cool, cool. Do you have a favorite scene in Night Raiders?
Wow, it's hard to choose just one. For me, there's always just a specialness about there's a point in the movie where we come into a Cree camp and they're sort of like this underground band of vigilantes that are called the Night Raiders. But when you come into the camp, everybody's speaking Cree. And I'm originally from northern Saskatchewan. My dad is a Cree speaker, and to hear the language on screen and the power and the beauty of it is always really special for me to hear.
Cool. And is there like more of a broader element of the film that you think makes Night Raiders unique?
Absolutely. This is a 100% universal story. Obviously, I'm talking about, colonial policies that were inflicted upon Indigenous people, like the residential school system. But everybody, every human being knows what it is, that fundamental love between a mother and their child. And to me, it's at the very heart of the movie, is the fierceness of that love. And then also the love that you experience when you're able to come home and to come into community. And those were all things that I was interested in exploring.
Awesome. I loved watching the end credits and seeing Taika Waititi's name pop up. So I would love to know what he did, concretely in as an executive producer, and what's he like in person?
Taika, he's very much like the voice in his movies. He's funny and charming and irreverent. And for me, it was super exciting to explore the global Indigenous film network on screen, because we've been all meeting up together for many years and those relationships have developed organically. I met Taika at Sundance in 2004, and he, amongst many Indigenous people in this global community, are friends and peers, and we support one another. And so when it came to making Night Raiders and I asked for his support as an executive producer, he enthusiastically said yes. And just by virtue of his attachment to the project, because he's such a superstar, it opened many doors for us, and it was incredibly helpful to have his support.
It's nice that he would do that, and it's great that he did that.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a part of this community as well, and it's amazing that even at, this the stage that he's at in his career, that he still wants to give back and to support others to tell their stories as well.
That's great. So how's the reception been for the movie so far? Have you read nice things online?
Yeah, it's been really amazing and just really beautiful to feel it resonating for people. That of course was my hope for the movie. I really hope Indigenous communities continue to come out and see this story as something that they can have ownership over, because I made it for them. And then I hope everybody else, it resonates as just an important human story that promotes empathy and understanding.
Yeah, great. So I watched the stream of the award show during TIFF, and it was I thought you did great. It was a lot of fun to watch. So congratulations for that. But I'm wondering,
Thank you.
you're welcome. What was it like behind the scenes doing that?
Yeah, it was we actually shot ahead of time, and it was a shoot set up on the rooftop of TIFF, and it just felt very like so much yeah, it was just like it was just such an honor for me, honestly, to be a part of all that and to be on a panel with like Benedict Cumberbatch and
Mhm.
Jessica Chastain, but also one of my heroes, Alanis Obomsawin, who is regarded as the grandmother of Indigenous cinema. To be honored in the same year as her was just absolutely incredible because all of us owe her so much. And so that was also a really beautiful thing to experience.
She was incredibly eloquent.
She always is.
I was very impressed. I haven't seen any of her movies though. Could you recommend one for me?
Oh my God, a foundational movie would be Ganasatage, 270 Years of Resistance. It is her landmark film that where she was behind the lines of the Oka crisis in 1990, but it talks about the whole history of that. And it's just an essential movie for any Canadian to watch. And it's free on the NFB website, so anyone
Ah,
can watch it. Yeah.
oh, that's even better. There's a way to watch it.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Um, I really enjoyed a couple of years ago seeing Blood Quantum. Did you like that movie? And would you put Night Raiders and Blood Quantum together as a double bill?
Oh, absolutely. Like Jeff Barnaby has been a leader, I would say, in Indigenous genre. I mean, he was the one really out in front of the pack, like exploring, allegories for Indigenous experience through a genre lens. And so I've been watching Jeff since his early short films, and the
Mm.
strength of his voice has always been an inspiration. And he has led the way for many others as well.
Yeah, it's great, and I love the genre filter for Indigenous issues. I find it, it maybe not just accessible, but I don't know. It's hard to articulate. But how would you articulate that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the genre as a container opens up, like, first of all, the genre tropes lend themselves so easily to Indigenous experience. So it just feels so obvious in a way to use genre to tell these stories. But to me, it also just is a fresh entry point into them that I hope is inviting, for audiences to watch an exciting movie that has like thriller elements and dystopian future. Yeah, I hope it's a way in to the things that I feel are important to talk about.
I think so, absolutely. And you could just experience it and not even you be as contemplative as you want, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So it invites you to be a part of that. And I love genre movies, and so I just wanted to make something that I hope people could feel excited to watch, as well as talk about something that's really important for us to grapple with.
Awesome. So we were talking about The Matrix and other genre movies that you liked. While you were shooting Night Raiders, did you ever feel like you were channeling someone?
I have always been inspired by the Indigenous screen community because there are so many strong women filmmakers that I've grown up with, and the grandmothers of Indigenous cinema are regarded as Alanis Obomsawin, but also Merita Mita, who is a late filmmaker who is like the Alanis of New Zealand, and because those two are such profound figures in Indigenous film, to be creating this co-production just felt like there were so many things coming together and coalescing for Night Raiders that made it so inspiring. But I would find myself going like, oh my God, when I felt scared, I would just think like, what would Alanis do? And then I would find a way to get through it.
Do you have a message to aspiring Indigenous creative professionals?
Yeah, I would say that your greatest support are going to be our communities that are like-minded and that support each other in what we're doing, because it can be a difficult path, and just also not to give up. I think it is so easy to either make a bad film and then feel like you failed, which I did early in my career as well. And just to realize that your voice is important and it's needed, and that I hope that people feel like there are those of us that are here to support them, to open up the floodgates so that they're able to tell their stories too.
All right, the movie's Night Raiders. Thanks a lot for your time. I really appreciated it, and I really enjoyed the movie. And my final question is, what do you have planned next for life?
Oh, I'm editing right now a Netflix thriller called Ivy, which I'm really
Ooh.
excited about, starring Alicia Braga, who's known from Queen of the South. And it was an absolute honor to work with her. So I'm really excited to be working on this Netflix film, which we expect to come out next year.
Okay, well, stay tuned for that, and good luck for everything else in the future.
Great. Thank you so much.